What?
What? And we are back with the Nonary game.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night at the Abs. This is Paladin,
And I'm no talk.
and so far, it looks like we're the only people here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know if Freebirth was on for his stream earlier.
He was not.
Yeah, I was gonna pop in to say hi because I got on about an hour ago, and he wasn't here. So I was like, I'm gonna go hang out with some of the guys over on the Ox and play some GTA. Because all of a sudden I wanted to get back into that today. Well, over the past week or so. How about you? What have you been?
Well, today has been an armor day. With Misfit.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, I'm eating some jerky.
It's okay. Alright, last we left off, we were between A and B of a choice. Wait, god damn it.
You didn't do it. I wish I could remember which choice we're on right now.
We're going down this way. We chose Betray because, oh, it was with Quark.
Oh, yeah, because I thought I remembered, well, I'd misremembered thinking that we did Ally already. Now I remember.
Hey, thanks, Night Owl.
What's up, Night Owl?
Thanks for the 2 punch.
The
Sigma,
abs
do you
appreciates
remember
it.
what I said back in the other warehouse? Yeah. Can I changed
I
my
was just
mind
saying
condition.
how we should choose Betray.
I can't tell you. I just
Well, clearly, it's Ally then, because we already betrayed him. And everybody thought we were a scumbag, but it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, I assume we are listed as playing yes. Oh.
We have not switched that over yet. Let me get a hold of the man himself.
There we go.
Already switched? No.
No, I was still streaming the waiting screen.
Oh, okay. It was showing. Well, yeah, it was showing the game stream on mine. So I don't know. Weird.
That's Twitch stream.
Yeah,
Not the
I just checked the Twitch stream too.
Yes.
That's weird.
Alright, and ally.
What did you choose, Sigma?
Let's assume that the stuff that was just said and missed was the same as last time, but being better about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see me push the
No.
button? Huh, well, you'll just know in a minute.
Huh.
Like pat on the shoulder, towards the display.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
We're all at 8.
Yay!
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
So you chose ally, huh?
Yeah. Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to portray someone like that. Totally.
Thank you.
No need to thank me. I only did what anyone would have. You guys chose ally too?
Of course. Tenmyoji had
Good.
only one BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote ally. So there's no way we could betray somebody in that position. If we had, then he'd...
Now you don't have much of a choice. Alice K and D, on the other hand, seem to have a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole. Were you trying to kill me?
Yes.
No,
Of course he was.
nothing like that.
Bullshit.
Well, then what was it like? If we'd voted ally,
You would be dead.
I know, right, Blue?
The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
Definitely is not Fire Emblem. Unless this is a new Fire Emblem where they have completely changed the game design. Completely.
Heavily modded.
We're trying to get it changed over.
Yes, I assume Paladin is yelling at Stormfang right now. Or someone of equal power.
Trying to.
I wouldn't change it myself, but I am but a baby.
Same. I don't have the full Sword of Damocles gear yet, so meh.
There we go.
Thank you, Tiger.
Thank you.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose ally, not with Alice's BP at 1. The only way you could possibly vote was betray. Picking ally when I knew you guys would pick betray would have been suicide.
you can't die. You've got 6 BP.
Well, maybe not immediately, no. But I would have been signing my own death warrant. Heck, not just
Nah.
mine. Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always gonna be betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked ally.
Why?
What would happen to Kay's BP?
It would go down.
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See?
Does she have cat ears?
Then it'd be game over. Life over.
She doesn't have
He'd open the
them.
number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see? That's why I chose betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
I mean, she is Egyptian inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Needs hurt her. Alice gritted her teeth and scowled furiously at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal, but finally starting indignantly and stalking away. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with rumbling sound of the doors shut and closed.
The ambidex gates have closed.
No spoilers, Tiger.
Round 3 of the ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set
And we are
limit
definitely
on
just
use
running
of the
headlong
star
into the doors.
keys.
They're not even open. Just
The ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
Yeah, have you seen that one episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob just phases through the steel wall? That's what we're doing. As many times as we want, huh? Then that
We can
means
play the AB game as many times as we want, right?
hell yeah.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Good luck, not owl.
do it. Have fun.
Can you guys show me your bracelets? I want to see if all the colors and groups are the same this time. Within moments, a series of wrists extended towards me. I see, said the blind man to his deaf son as he stuck out his peg leg to see if it was raining. Luna and Clover are a cyan, Phi and Alice are a magenta pair. The remaining three are solos, Kay is red, Theo green, and I'm blue. So how are all the groups supposed to work for the next round? I think the next doors are going to be those white ones on floor B warehouse.
Yeah, I heard about those. Alice told me about them while we were here waiting for you and Clover. I think I've got them figured out.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're getting a little bit of a chug.
So lay out for us. How are the groups going to work or shake out this time? Fine, I didn't begin to explain. Option A, Tenmyoji Quark and me Blue. By Alice and Dio together. Luna Clover and Kay together. And that's the only pair. Or the only way we go.
Is there only one option?
Yes. No other combinations would be able to open the secondary doors. Admittedly, Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here for us to check, but I'm sure they're the yellow pair.
And then watch, they aren't.
They're actually pink.
If they weren't, then Sigma would be stuck without anybody he could pair up with.
Oh God. I never thought I'd have to put up with Dio again.
Well, you just didn't think hard enough then. Sooner or later, everybody puts up with Dio. Wait,
Is his catchphrase catchphrase?
I think I know what it is, but it's not coming to me. It's something to make him sound smart. Remember, to Milk Mungo comedy.
So,
Indeed.
what should we
That's
do
important
now?
information.
Very important.
It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
Yeah, about 80 minutes.
I'm worried about Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine. Excelavir, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what womp?
What about the rest of you?
Oh my.
Oh,
As will I.
Me too.
fine. I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
of course I'll help. What kind of jerk wouldn't?
Okay. We should split up and search.
The jerk from last time. After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Ellis to the treatment center, and Clover and Phi and myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Oh,
Shall
great.
we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
We all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Right. Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
With a final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in different directions.
Aw, man, this suit smells like Robot Man.
Ew. So this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber's downstairs.
How do you know that?
Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back at the warehouse?
Yeah.
I swear I can talk. Just don't look at my name. Let's head downstairs then. I just don't have a lot of practice.
Good idea.
I mean, we're what, 10 episodes deep now?
Maybe? So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but
It better be a big butt. Apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of the system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we need to go through a decompressor process in order to get outside.
remember all those suits
Got
along the
it.
wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected. We won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
I see. Whoa, 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 whoa. And that newspaper article was right.
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the Arrows out there is teeming with Radical 6?
Yeah.
Something's
Maybe.
been bothering me.
What is it?
Is it Dio?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it.
I know, right?
There's one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay, yeah, but...
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, all right?
Got it.
Okay.
We looked everywhere we could think of, but it turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infected with this crazy virus? The pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute, you mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of Viral pandemic?
Well, no. But
And then Alice said,
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
so what's the rumor she was talking about? I got a feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Then finally lifted her head and met my eyes.
Fine. I think I can trust you. Just don't tell Alice, okay?
Alright,
Promise?
promise. Clover nodded and began to talk.
All right.
Now listen about with attention herder. At a complete loss for words. Here's what she said. Oh God. Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the DoD. SOIS stands for Special Office for Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous event elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical politicians, splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or civil century. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there's only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like this, huh? Well, it started when I met Alice. Took a drink. I told you that I played the Nonary games twice before, right? Well, that was after the second time, so about a year ago. We just escaped and we were all stuffed in this SUV barreling down the desert. I was driving, and terribly as well. And that's when I saw her. Alice. One could say she's all eyes. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to the building we've been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking and turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing the Nonary game had anything to do with terrorists. But Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who were trapped in there with you are the terrorists. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to the SOIS headquarters and put into custody. For 20 years. I guess they thought there had been some kind of connection between us and being kidnapped and the the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they had been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother since we've gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome, for one. He and I were both... he was both in the last two Notre games, too. So anyway, we were grabbed twice, but the people behind the Notre games were totally different. That doesn't matter to my mom, though, so after all that, all the hugs and the huge men in black suits followed us. Followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day, and we decided to leave. Like, run away. So we did it. After that, we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe, and he composed music. He plays harp, and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he played little verses, venues like play little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird culty, but they just do stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it.
Your brother started a cult of personality.
Oh
my god.
Hell yeah. And remember, any illness you got can be cured with a harp. Or so says Snake. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. And killed Snake. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS where we'd been taken out to us. Where they'd taken us after the second Nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so people who were about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked kind of familiar too.
Huh.
It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first Nonary game. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. And then Alice walked in.
And killed all of them.
But us.
Yeah.
And then me and Snake had to fight each other to the death. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each and one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just one country. It's possible that we as a species will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's called telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but it's probably the closest thing, right? Okay. Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first Nonary game was to research that ability, and kill us in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So they kidnapped the kids who had potential to do that and threw them in this game. Alice gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really the kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. I bet you think I'm making this stuff up, huh? I don't blame you. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that. I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use my ability I had for them. No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt different though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job after all, and most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Alright, I forgot to tell you. She told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot. More wealth than any more than you could imagine. But I was totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple of days passed, and Alice showed up at her apartment. She didn't waste any time. The people behind the first Nonary game might have been a part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know about? That got me curious. My brother too. The clincher was that what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that was abducted with us for the second game. She called her on her phone right then and there, and handed it to us. You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is.
Oh shit.
Oh no. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out. Junpei, like Seven, he was another participant in the second game. Akane, one of the people behind the second game. One second. Seven was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join SOIS.
The Swiss.
Don't get lost in the Swiss. For the next couple months, all we did was train. We went to the train tracks and just trained. Half of the time, it was general knowledge and technical skills. Wait 1 second. Yeah, drills I could. Technical skills Swiss agents needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about the Espers for quite a while and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field mission. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed behind at base, so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility, posing as one of their workers, and use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong.
It went pear-shaped.
It was a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a terp. It's a tarp. Stick it over a hole and it won't get wet. The whole research facility was fake when I got captured. Alice had come to rescue me.
Oh yeah. You decided to stick around, huh, Night Owl?
He said he was gonna lurk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I had been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used the information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. Our directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid,
Son of a bitch.
3 days before retirement, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans. And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse?
Yeah.
All that talking heads seemed to have tired Clover out. Don't forget me. She sighed, and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I got a few questions.
What are they?
Well, first off, your powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now?
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but...
No response?
Yeah. If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking. Wait.
Huh.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers. Maybe... No, never mind. That's probably not it.
Right, whatever. I have some other questions, so... Moving on. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are they?
Well...
Or who are they?
I can't tell you that.
What? Why not? You told me that other stuff, but this is too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But...
Fine. Let me rephrase. When are you going to do it? When are they going to do it?
Well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know?
No. All we know is soon.
But that could just mean about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait. You mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying me and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait. No, that doesn't make any sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyo, GTO, Phi, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motivation?
For lying? How would I know?
Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Purifying the unclean.
Oh, unclean. Unclean.
Should have washed their hands.
Unclean.
Clean on. What? What are you even doing?
Shut up. Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering. Unclean. Clean. Een.
Okay.
She looked up suddenly excited.
Neostigmine.
Neo what?
Did you forget it already?
Yes.
I'm talking about this stuff.
As she spoke, she pulled out something out of her pocket. It was the gun. The injection gun.
Gun.
Complete with a vial of medicine. Alright, I remember that. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have any idea what it was, so I thought I gave it to you.
Exactly.
Are you saying you've heard about neostigmine, this neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered.
You remembered?
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of colon esterase inhibitor. That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurarine.
Sorry, I still don't get it.
How easy do I have to make it? Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, alright? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me?
Turbocurine is the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
First, is this over real? Which put you to sleep? 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
So you're saying the neostigmine keeps it from working?
Yes! Oh my god, how many times are you going to make me say it?
All of them. Please say it
All
more.
of the times.
So we can just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized?
Yeah! We don't have to die. We're gonna be okay. We can only pull the trigger once, though.
That means we can only use it on one person.
Yeah.
Well, it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see.
The best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door. If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them. Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? Hey. Clover, wait. Clover. It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. Damn. I was thinking understandably upset. Understandably upset. With no stairs, my only choice was wait for the lift to come back down. As soon as it was back, I jumped in and headed upstairs. Fi, where did Clover go? Fi, can you hear me? She didn't say anything. She just stared at me with her mouth half opened. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed, and her body was unnaturally stiff. Fi? I grabbed her shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way? She went out that door? Fi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Right, got it. Thanks. I headed for the exit and paused. Did you do something with your hair? You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright? Still no response. I wonder what could be wrong with her. There was something odd about her, but not catching Clover seemed like more of a priority. And before I continue, I think this is the one end where I should throw up a warning beforehand. If you are upset by suicide, death, blood, guts, no guts, you might want to look away for a bit and just listen.
Oh my.
No spoilers though. The treatment center. The jellyfish. Huh? This is weird. Where is everyone? I assume Alice would be in the treatment centers, so Clover would have gone there to find her, but the room was empty. Luna and Tenmyoji were gone too. They'd left Quark, and the readout of it on his pod said his vital signs were all still normal. As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine. Guess it's time to look somewhere else. I made my way out of the treatment center. To the pantry. To Warehouse B.
Not here yet either.
To the lounge to get crunk.
You find Dio slumped behind the bar. Not dead. Heavily inebriated.
To Warehouse A. Nothing. And just for shits and giggles, we just poured alcohol in his face.
Huh.
And to the crew quarters. What the hell? What's going on here?
Right.
I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty. Wait. There's still one place I haven't checked. The infirmary. Last chance.
Oh, this is gonna be... Oh, hell.
The infirmary. Oh, Wally vision. I ran into the room and stopped short. I might as well have run into a brick wall. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. No. What happened? I felt my whole body convulse, whether from terror or nausea, I couldn't tell. My legs went limp, and I crumbled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hands, and I looked down to see blood. A vast, warm pool of fresh blood stretching out across the room, lapping over my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. How could... Everyone is dead.
What the fuck?
In the middle of a lake of blood, like an island of flesh, were bodies.
What the fuck?
They were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes. Way too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who. Had they all sliced themselves open, or stabbed one another? I couldn't tell. All the blood, too much blood.
So I can't tell if this is just like a net gain because Dio is clearly dead over there. You know, like I can't tell if my want for him to just instantly perish. It's like, you know, if it's overridden by everybody else dying.
As we continue to play the game, your opinion on that might change.
Maybe.
Whether it goes up or down, I'll just have to find out. Whatever they've done, it was clear what tool they used to do it. A scalpel laying on the floor in the blood next to them. Its handle and blade streaked with gore. This was how they died. This tiny blade. Oh god. This is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. Mr. Freeman. My fingers scraped across the floor as I picked up the scalpel. I lifted it slowly, carefully to my neck, as if someone were guiding my hand with theirs.
What the fuck?
And I drew it across my throat.
Bruh.
Red screen.
We had an actual end there.
I think we actually got our first true ending.
Mm-hmm.
Not the true ending, but a true ending.
Yes.
Not just, hey, you died. Well, that's the end of the stream. He says lyingly. Can I not skip it?
Oh no.
Oh no.
We gotta watch it. We gotta watch it all the way.
Well, looks like this was a good time for a break. If anyone wants to take one.
Yeah.
Whether viewers or streamers.
I'll hang around.
So,
Ew.
how's everyone's day going?
uh,
Well, there's not much to do except just to watch the words go up.
Indeed. You know, I have to say, I should have expected that. Oh yeah, we're getting like a step ahead here. There's actually something that means something that just happened, and then of course it's got to go to shit.
Mm-hmm. And I think that is the worst outcoming for an ending in the game.
Oh, definitely. So, from what I'm picking up is that everybody started to succumb to the Radical Six.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Except, from what we can tell, K, because he is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
I never noticed it. The Clover End. And achievement get. We saw Clover's ending.
It's actually an ending. So then it looks like now we can actually keep going on this one.
But I don't want to. Shadoobie.
Shabooty.
Shadoobie. Alright. You want to take off, start working on the far left one? Or far right one? Far right?
Yeah, we should start doing the far right one. We hadn't gotten there yet.
I gotta stop pressing that button.
Alright, so
Not
it's the
the paint.
cyan door.
Yes. Alright, down with Alice. I'm thinking I'd like to go with Alice and take the cyan door. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Sure.
That means Quark and I are getting paired with Luna.
I don't have a problem with that. Miss Luna's nice. That's fine with me, too. We'll take the yellow door then, right?
That means Clover and I will take the purple door with Tenmyoji.
Aw, I wanted to go with Alice.
Too bad.
Something wrong with me?
Well, no, not wrong.
Okay, what is it then?
Well, you're really gonna make me say it?
Do it.
You're old.
What?
Ageist.
Why, I'll have you know, I'm as spry as I was when I was 20.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, you look like you need a
until
nap, man.
Chromatic doors closed. 9, 8, 7.
We don't have time for this. We need to go.
You're getting an earful later, young lady.
Yeah, whatever.
3, 2, 1.
Should have added Grandpa to that at the end of that sentence.
Chromatic doors closing.
This is just a hallway.
The door said crew quarters? People probably stayed here.
There are numbers on each of the doors.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So they're room 1, room 2,
4
room 3,
doors in
and
the crew quarters. I guess might as well start by opening one of them.
Looks like we were right. This place really says someone lives here.
Yeah, there's a bed and everything.
Yep.
But who would be spending the night in a place like this?
It looks too plain to be a guest room. This room probably belonged to a laborer or some kind of blue-collar worker. I guess this is where the people who worked here stayed.
But what were they working on?
Beats me. Why would I know that anyway? I don't know what this place is any more than you do. Your guess is as good as mine.
Do you think it might be a coal mine? Or maybe they're drilling for oil or something.
I don't know about that.
So pathetic.
What do you think this all leads to?
You want to go have a look?
Yeah. No luck. Looks like it's locked.
No getting out of the hallway until we can unlock it then, I guess.
Looks that way.
Alright. Let's split up and look for clues, gang. Zero to us that there are key cards that we can use to open the AV rooms. Maybe there's one hidden in here somewhere. So let's get started. With a nod, Fi and Alice both moved off to start looking. Fi headed off to room 4 and Alice went to room 2. Seek a way out. Alright, let's go back to room 1 and read that cat book. Bed. What's this? There's a human silhouette with silhouette drawn in white on the bed. There's an area where the knee had been ripped out.
You really like ripping chunks out of stuff, huh?
Yes, it's a good pastime. There's a book on the desk. Let me see. It's called, how do I pronounce it? Schrodinger's Cat. There's a kitty on the cover, and it's just precious. God. Whoops, there it goes. Still can't help talking like a cat when I talk about a cat. Let's see what's in here. Looks like some sort of sciencey stuff. I have no idea what any of this means. I don't think this is a part of any kind of puzzle, so I'm just gonna leave it here.
Really? So unread for being a college, grad student.
Even I know about Schrodinger's cat, and I haven't gone to college.
Yeah, neither have I.
And well, if you want to see a rapid fire of bad jokes, just watch the first stream of this game.
Oh yeah.
A lot of rabbit jokes.
Oh yeah.
Glass. Desktop is made of glass. It's top of glass, and I should be able to see something. And there's the thing.
It's a thing.
I'll have to find another thing. Alice went into this room. Don't think you'd mind if I go in.
And then she's naked.
Totally naked.
I mean, alright, it turned into this.
Sigma. They made me spend over a year reading Thucydides. I have no idea who that is, but it sounds Greek. Sigma, what are you doing in here? Thought I'd check on you. Oh, well, I haven't found anything interesting.
She hasn't found anything interesting, and she's an agent for a government intelligence apparatus.
And she didn't find this key-looking object. Piece of metal.
Yes.
Those sides.
That looks like a watch spot. A spot for their watches.
Now it's on their elbow.
Oh. Oh, okay. Huh.
Turn for 2, different spot. Left forearm. Do you think that's a cute clue of some sort? I have to buy bug fire. I should be checking this room, see how she's doing. Hello Sigma, find anything? Not really. On the knee now. Peloponnesian War. Modern political science. There's a key.
Oh.
I wonder what this could be a part of.
It's almost like they go the fuck together or something.
The hole. The hole.
Okay, Night Owl. You had like you had me interested reading the first part of that, and then I read the second part of what you said, and I'm just like, so he caused all this.
Yes, he caused this game. By the gods, I never thought I'd see one. You scratch off the silver part with a coin and you get to see naughty stuff. It's the ultimate in interactive poster technology.
That's awesome.
Key would be a pain to cut, would be super expensive.
What if it was 3D printed?
Or just put in a mold.
Yeah, either or.
Like they make a positive out of like wax or stuff or something. Put it into like plaster. Then they take metal and stick it in the plaster mold. That's how they make rings and stuff.
Well, I think also then it's got like the little interlocking part for the two halves of the key. So that would be a bit of a pain. And that sounds absolutely terrible, Night Owl. My god.
Let's see. What teenage boy doesn't have a dream of something like this? The excitement, the anticipation, and finally the reveal. You look pretty excited. Of course. This chunk of metal ought to do it, though. Damn it. It's too slippery. I think I'm going to need a coin with to deal with that silver menace.
Oh my.
Key in my hand. Handcuffs on the door. What do I do? Damn. Can't open it, huh? Wait a minute. The key. Yes. Goodbye, handcuffs. Shouldn't have any more door problems.
I feel like those handcuffs should be kept, but that's just me.
Just in case.
Because you never know.
And one on the right shoulder, right forearm now. A knife. A box cutter. Oh. The door, it's open. I opened easily, guess it wasn't locked. Aluminum foil.
Now we get to make hats.
Hell yeah.
That's a telephone. But what about the telephone?
A phone. Or a spot that would fit a small cassette tape. Now kids, a cassette tape is... Tape probably for an answering machine, but the lid's open. Can I do anything with these two?
That's very...
Alright, the aluminum foil is in place, gotta shut it. Circle, star, diamond, triangle. Damn, it's locked. I think the panel here is what unlocks it, but nothing happens when I push the buttons. Guess there's a keyhole here. Probably need a key or something.
No. And of course, the one key's gone.
Just go with it.
Yep, I'm definitely just going with it. Unless I definitely missed something, like, just like, oh yeah, by the way, you should totally do that, and then it does things. It's just like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it.
Maybe,
After the first one.
maybe this one? Nope. Locking the aluminum, locking like a mirror, overlapping, no I don't get it. Did I just put the same one down?
Yeah, it's the same one. There we go.
Thanks game for not switching the two.
That's gonna be numbers.
4, 9, 8, 5. Hello, GG man.
What up?
God.
We're here with more Nonary games. It is the visual novel of death that never ends. I mean, eventually it'll end. Just not today.
Hey! I did it.
Nice.
A cassette tape. Pretty impressive. A cassette tape.
And then you combine that with the knife and the aluminum foil, and you have a fucking mess.
Damn it. Guess I'm taping the telephone. We'll get to you later. Just gotta shut it, and...
What? I don't think that's right yet.
Ah, I know where. I think I know where it goes.
So do another aluminum foil thing?
I do not have the roll.
Oh,
I do. Sorry.
now you don't have the roll.
Is it this one?
What are you doing, cat?
Doing cat stuff.
Yeah, definitely doing cat stuff, knocking stuff down in my basement.
All right, 3, 4, 7, 2. 3, 4, 7, 2. 3, 4, 7, 2. I did it. I opened it. Yeah, I'm pretty great. Something in there. Yes, check it out. A wallet. Money. Just a feeling. Fine, whatever. I'm not gonna bring it down. Let's see what's in here. What the hell? What is it? There's only one coin in here. And it's not even real money. It's just a toy coin. See? You know, I tell you. Damn. Oh.
My God. My God, Zero Senior, you're so cheap.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, you silvery bastard. Time to meet your doom. Let's do this. Yeah! Damn, you're excited. You don't understand me. Hey, just don't misunderstand me. I'm just really anxious to find what the clue is, aren't you? You don't want me to do it, then.
No.
Sorry, please let me have this. Then get on with it. Let's get started.
Oh. Oh my. Ladies and gentlemen, this seems to have turned into that type of game.
It's safe.
I know. Okay, so... Oh, okay.
I did it. Wheeze, wheeze, wheeze. Pant, pant, pant. Damn. I looked away for 1 second and you stretched it all off. Yeah.
Almost like it's really normal to that kind of motion.
I know some things that might be clues, so I kept going. So you mean the marks on their arms and legs? Yeah. Are 4 of them. A star, a circle, a diamond, and a triangle. Hey, what are you doing? I just scratched all the stuff off. No, I'm not done yet. This blue part needs to go. Sigma, I don't think that part's going to come off, no matter how hard you scrape.
Just try it anyway.
Alright, time to get a pen. Alright, I have it written down.
Alright.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I already got the thing from in here.
Okay.
At the locker. I think I got the whole thing from in here. In the locker. I think in here as well.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I forget too.
They're all the same. They're all the same doors to me, man. I blame being up super late last night playing GTA.
I shouldn't have done that. Putting the cassette tape now. Have to close the lid. Alright, tape is in. What do I do now? I want to hear what's on it. Small tape. Is it in it? I need to listen to it.
Is that there's no instructions for it, so he clearly doesn't know how to use it.
Oh, a phone connected. Baba Booey. Internal line telling the number I need. What should I call next? Internal line button 1 probably means room 1. Does it actually wouldn't do anything? I mean, can't call yourself. Nope, nothing.
How about
room 2. Connect to Alice. Give it a shot. Who is this? Oh, hey Alice, you there? Sigma, is that you? Yeah. Where are you calling from? Room 1. It's right next door. Why did you call me? You could have just walked. Wait a minute. What's wrong? There's something on the display. It says 25 asterisk asterisk.
interesting?
25 asterisk asterisk. I think it's a clue. I'll look around. See you later. Bye. What are you doing? Planning on waking up at 5. Play some magic. So I have no room to complain about staying up late.
Fair enough.
I mean, staying up this late is just normal to me.
Fair enough.
Or at least normal people late. Yeah, it's just me being up at a normal time. Who's this?
These are normal no talk hours.
Yes. Who's this? Better than Justice, I suppose. Billy, you can do better than that. I'm hanging up. Come on, wait. What do you want? And where are you calling from? Room 1. Ah, I guess they have some kind of internal line. Seems like it. So why is it you? Huh? What's this? Incora 92.
Is that what they mean when they say pound? That is the pound sign.
I didn't know you were into German-style board farming simulators. Board game farming simulators. Oops, I'm an asterisk.
Oh, okay.
How on earth could you get those two mixed up? That's what it says on the phone display. Blank blank 92. Maybe it's a clue. Searching the room, call me if you have anything else. Will this do a thing? No. Baba Booey.
What?
Congratulations. That's your voice. Or that voice. Looks like you found the answer. The number you just entered is the number for the phone in the third room. The buttons here on the top of the phone are just shortcuts. That means all the other phones have actual numbers too. I thought I'd get, though I guess that's not really important. Anyway, you're calling from room 3 right now. You're calling room 3 right now. Room 3? Then that means, since you're so clever, I'm sure you'd figure it out by now. But yes, you're right. I'm speaking to you from a pre-recorded tape. So you can grasp me all the questions you like, but I won't be able to answer them. I'm afraid this little talk is going to be a bit one-sided. Then again, it's going to be a very little talk, because I only have one thing to tell you. Have a look at the left side here, above your phone. The answer you're looking for is hidden there. What answer, you ask? I can't hop you with that one. Bye. Have a nice trace. Left? Oh, there we are. Alright, there's another 4-digit number. Well, what am I supposed to do this? Guess I gotta do this.
2652.
One second. Oh, never mind. Let's see if this does anything. Hey! Some kind of pin here. Metal pin. Ah. Alright, circle. Alright, 1689. What is that noise? Alright, let's do this. I don't know. But I need to make sure of something.
Yeah, you're checking the poster.
No, no, or maybe. Or is it in here? Moonkey, floor plans.
No, I didn't remember it showing, like, keeping that in your records.
Alright, the numbers are correct. Old phone. Gonna see what the silhouettes mean.
DTMF math. What?
Down to motherfuck?
Yeah, that's. I was along that route too. I was just like, what? Oh, how a DTMF keypad works. Yeah, dual tone multi-frequency. Maybe it's because it's in a mirror, it's reversed.
What is reversed? The numbers on the person, or?
Yeah, yeah, Night Owl. Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I understand. Like touch-tone phones. That's how all phones used to work. Like weird shit. Interesting shit, but weird shit.
I remember hearing stories from the Ox where someone could control the phone via whistles or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's what you meant. There we go.
Yeah, that was exactly what I meant. It was just like, it made sense to me because yeah, it's in a mirror, so of course it's gonna be reversed. But
How do I get the other code? It's locked again. Okay, this is what we can do. Why not?
now try it the other way. Just for shit. Well, Alright, so that's not it. Are there been any other 4-digit numbers that we've seen?
There is the body stuff.
Well, yeah, the body
But
stuff.
it's-
That was already one. And any other random bullshit that we've come across?
No, that's
in
what
here?
we just did, sorry.
We sure that we've gone through all the other rooms?
I think we did.
That's the other phone. That's the other locker that's done.
That code
What?
was for here. Time to look at the pretty lady in pie. That's open. The code for the room.
Alright. So then we were in 3 trying to do that puzzle. There's nothing. Well, right?
Wait a minute.
This one wasn't done. Okay.
Locker.
Yes. We know.
Ah. Thank you, game.
You typed it in 1684.
Yes. Just trying different numbers. Because you never know, it might work.
What was that down below that? There's a
Schrodinger's
locker?
cat and the locker for the end of the
Okay.
game.
Well, I mean, we can open the locker for the one side.
No. Never.
Oh. I was gonna say, what if the thing is in the other? Like, what if the answer is in the locker?
It shouldn't be.
Oh, well. It shouldn't be. That's impossible.
Just in case.
Do 1, 2, 3, 4. I already knew it wasn't going to be anything. I just want to see if we do it. Something that we haven't come across, or something that we have come across and we're just not looking at it correctly.
So 1689 is not the password.
Well, it's, yeah, 1689 is what the password comes up as, but then you have it in a mirror, so you reverse it.
Yes. And that was the password for the exit.
Mm-hmm.
9861.
That was for the blue side.
But we need the green.
What about subtracting those numbers from each other? No, that'd be weird. Did you try the number for that other room for calling the room 2?
What number? What other number?
You know the number that was in the mirror?
Oh, I did not.
Well, okay, so you know when we were calling over to the cassette?
Yes.
What was the number for that?
That was 2592.
Did you try that?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay, never mind. Is there something we're missing? I mean, or do we have all the clues in front of us, or? I get it. You just want to look back at the fun picture.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Gotta get some viewers somehow.
Hmm. What's your current hypothesis?
My hypothesis is that we have the correct numbers. The numbers are the numbers that were found on the person, but we have the wrong order. That's probably obvious, but I'm gonna stick in the numbers from the locker codes, just in case, into the phone.
Okay, so we can't do 0. So, you notice how there is with with the shapes. I don't know why, but with my brain, it wants to go and look how there is like different different numbers of angles in each shape. So like you have 3 for the triangle, 4 for the diamond, 5 for the star, none for the circular one. But then again, my brain might be working way too hard, so I need sleep. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe it's about the number of angles, which the order goes in.
I mean, maybe. Fuck, I don't know.
Hey,
Huh.
hunch worked.
God, who would have known that? I mean, I'm not really sleep deprived, but definitely a little bit low on sleep today. I wouldn't think that would make my brain work better.
Sometimes the best way to figure out a problem is just throw shit at the wall, shit at the wall, and see what sticks.
Good point.
All right, moon, sun, moon. It opened. Time for some lore, but I'll have a look inside. But first, any lore? Nope. Moon, star, sun.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, unlocking successful. I wonder what's inside this time. Wait a minute. Who are you? Should I look through the stuff without telling Fine? Alice, I might be suspicious later. You took something when we weren't looking. And those two bad sides I really don't want to be on. I think I'd better get going before I go through it. Oh, that was easy though. Hey, what's this? Did you open this, Sigma? Yeah, who else could have? Why didn't you tell us sooner? What? Forget it, Alice. Let's just see what's in there. What's this thing? It's a map. Floor A. We've seen this several times before. 2 key cards, 1 for each group. Okay, open the rooms we came out of. It's a note for a few more rules. Just saying how that we can go through the room we've been through before as many times as we want. What about this book in the safe? It's a book about cats, and I don't have time for that room. Right, meow. Meow? Sorry. It's a sort of, I guess you could call it tick. I've had it since I was young. I wish I just kitten, but I can't control it. Should have put cat. Should have put cat here. It's not dangerous though. You're perfectly fine. Not dangerous.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of connection between him and whoever wrote the program for Zero Junior. I do not like this.
Anyway, the book's called Schrodinger's Cat. Don't you mean Schrodinger's Cat? Have you heard of it? I think it'd be better to find someone who hasn't heard of it. For real?
Really?
Do you know what it is too, Alice? Of course I do. I was wondering why this book was here. What is Schrodinger's Cat? Quantum physics book. The cat is both dead and alive. Erwin Roth Rodolph Joseph Alexander Schrödinger is a scholar and theoretical physicist in Austria. Born in 1887. Going to be a long story? Yes. Thought so. How about we talk about it later? We just found the key. Do you have a point there? He does. We should leave now. Alright, let's go. No promises.
No! Why do you even have to bring that up, Digiman? Come on. My dude.
And this game was made well before the Uwu got its got hit its fame.
Ready, but what if it traveled through time?
Nah.
I believe we had time traveling thoughts bullshit in the last one, so...
Escape from 8 rooms in the game. Achievement get. We made our way down the hall and at the end, waiting for us was
everyone else.
Looks like the gang's all here. Hold up all 4 fingers. What's up?
Nothing's up. We left our room and it left.
And ended up here.
Sigma, let me see that map you found earlier.
I will to Uwu.
Are we referring to a cat as a death machine? Because yes, in fact, they are death machines. And I will not uwu a cat.
Can confirm about the cat being a killing machine. Because as a reminder, because I don't think I said it on stream before, a few weeks ago my cat killed a bird But here's the thing. At the time, both of them were on the inside of a screen porch. And it was a wild bird.
Your cats clearly mind controlled that bird to come in and then they killed it.
Well, he is a good cat. Don't mind me, I'm currently petting him.
Is it cat cam?
No, he's under the desk.
Oh, okay.
Although not currently under my feet, but just near where they would be if they all lined up.
Well, we're gonna have to let somebody who can yeet themselves to be able to do that. It's kind of difficult unless we go back down another death route.
Fine, give me a moment.
Cat cam! And while he's doing that, I will be right back.
But no promises on how long he'll stay. Did the stream die? It says I'm streaming. Alright, there. And for real, is the stream not working?
Well, I'm back. I'll tell you. Hold on. No, it's working. It's just a little bit of a chug.
Alright. Zero dropped frames. Internet?
Oh, I was just taking a step away. You know, nature calls and all that. All right, looks like it's running clear now, at least through Discord.
And CatCam, it appears to be up and running.
All right.
This a job? No. I make things go round and round for a living. No matter which door you took, it leads back to here.
The same as the map we found in the lounge.
The lounge?
Oh, we found something like that too. Our room was an infirmary.
Okay, I heard that your job is you make things go round and round for a living.
Yeah.
Okay, so now my personal headcanon is that you work for a carnival and you're a merry-go-round operator.
No,
Done.
I'm not a carny. I said things, not people. Found this in the crew quarters.
Maybe we should sit down for a bit, exchange information.
No, there's plenty of time for that after we check out this elevator.
What the? Oh, this is just like the other floor.
These doors have colors on them too.
Hell yeah.
The one on the left is green. The one in the middle is blue.
Yep.
And the one on the right is red.
Are these chromatic doors? Look, there's a box here. It looks like...
Locked. What budge?
Yeah, just like the
yes,
other doors.
meathead, we know.
No good trying to force it open, I suppose.
Is something wrong, Alice? You've been staring at your bracelet.
Oh, no, I'm fine. But it looks like my guess was right. The numbers have changed.
Numbers? Oh yeah, the time left. Looks like 2 hours and 6 minutes.
For fuck's sake. You telling me we're gonna have to just sit around here for another 2 hours?
Yes, punk.
No, looks like we don't have a choice then. We gotta head back. Clover, how about you show him that note we found?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Huh? Was it something about supplementary rules? Because we found a note just like that. It was in the infirmary.
Yeah, we found one too. It was in a safe in the crew quarters. What we just read, and I explained partially badly. Mark has gone through the puzzle. It won't be back until you solve the puzzle.
I don't think Zero's saying we can. I think he's saying we have to. Otherwise, what's the point of that key card?
You mean this? The Ambidex room key.
We found some too.
That makes 6. 1 for each AB route.
Let's head back to the warehouse.
So when Zero says jump, we say how high, huh?
Yes.
If you don't like it,
fact.
stay here.
One of those things where you have to when the man has a gun.
Stupid angry
Yes.
mutt watching the door sounds about right.
Asshole. Better hope I don't have rabies, you self-satisfied old turd.
Well, what's it going to be? Are you going to go back with us? Or are you staying here by yourself?
Alright, fine. I'm going.
So, this is the crew quarters, huh?
Just as the note said. We had no trouble getting in here.
That means we can go to the infirmary or the lounge.
Yeah, we can check out any of them.
Hey, look, Grandpa! They got a poster of a lady in here! It looks like the ones you got back home!
this one's pretty hot. I think we're talking at least 14, maybe even 15 EU.
What?
Agreed.
I sure would like to take it home with me. Unfortunately, I don't think this is really the time for that. Let's keep moving.
Whoa, hold on. Grandpa? Since when were they buddies? Or had they always been that close? In other words, they knew each other before the Nonary games, even if Tenmyoji was calling... Quark was calling Tenmyoji Grandpa. Maybe they were even related. Alice and Clover seemed to be close. How many people knew each other?
Let's go, buddy. I can't wait to get out of here and back to my, grandpa videos.
Oh, you mean the ones you keep in the locked cabinet?
Shh. You're being too loud, Quark. You have to say these things quietly.
Oh, you're finally done? You were taking so long. I hopped off for a little nap.
Ah, for yawning? Really? You're just a computer program. You don't get tired.
Hey, B.O. My temper's got a hair trigger, and you're awfully close to pulling it. So I'd watch my mouth if I were you. Otherwise...
Well, you really need me to spell it out.
Forget it.
Alrighty, let's get back to what we were talking about earlier. Namely, how do you get more?
That's stuff we known before.
Anybody can...
But there
Didn't I... The two members...
Then you mean...
Yeah!
What do we...
Play just like you.
Wait, what's...
I would get most use the...
Well, yes.
Then what?
The Nonary game. The Ambit. Makes sense?
Like hell.
Is it? Or what do you...
What? I'll give you... I think it'll...
Why are you asking me? Just hurry up and get...
An ambidex gate. 45 minutes.
You've got a time limit too.
Something
Wait.
wrong?
No, nothing. There's
What
just
are you
oh,
talking
here.
about? Of course there isn't anyone here.
No, yeah, I know.
Let's
Just
get inside.
yeah, right. And there's no one here, which is what they just said. We like kind of skipped through it.
This looks just like the room we woke up in.
Yeah. There's one thing. There's one thing that's different.
That screen.
Yeah, looks like there's something on it.
Shit! What the hell are you doing, you idiot?
What? I just
Did you
pressed the
even
start button.
read what it said? Once you press that button, it locks the door for 40 minutes. Now, thanks to your stupid ass, we're stuck in here for almost an hour.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Ugh.
Hey! Looks like everybody's closed their A... That's
Vicky?
the AB room, silly! You're in the AB room!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be continuing my earlier explanation.
Now, let's get this party started! Let me tell you about the AB. Since it's a game, you're obviously going to have but it's not like this is a battle royale where you just fight everybody. Each round will be a one-on-one battle. Mono a mono, or mono a womano. Well, there are two people in each pair, aren't there? So it'll be more of a two... Now, I imagine you're up. For example,
Siggy and Fido paired up with that means. And it allows us, obviously, and be well, after all. What? Don't worry. First, I want everybody to... You should see... Oh, you got... It's a little... The plus. So, you'll get to be... We call... Just puts a smile on your... Next is if that happens. We call that... Somebody did the third choice. It's when you... This time, we call that... I mean, what... Undefined... The very... This... If that happens, absolutely zero. We call as the game. You probably want... No. Remember the two of you... You get... That doesn't mean... You both... In other words... Ooh, I think... Well, just... Hush now.
Oh, well.
30 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
It's fine, Night Owl.
Anyway, I've gotta hop along now.
Let the rabbit think it's man.
Don't do something harebrained and wait until the last minute. You got plenty of time, so think it out. Bye-bye now. Have a nice trust.
Man.
That rabbit. Silly rabbit. Tricks for kids.
Yes. I would have skipped faster, but that requires a keyboard, and I'm currently one-handed down. As you can tell by the video cam.
He's preoccupied.
Yes. What are we going to do?
About the AB game?
Yeah. Should we choose ally or retreat?
Yeah, it's a tough call. This is really kind of an interesting game. Seems like it's based on the prisoner's dilemma.
What's that?
You've never heard of it? It's a thought experiment that uses game theory to examine why people do or don't cooperate. Let's say Apple and Banana have committed a serious crime.
They killed a man. Apple
I
and
just gave
banana?
them the first names I thought of. They don't mean anything.
Yes, they do.
Anyway, Apple and Banana are caught by the police and sent off to separate cells far away from one another. In other words, there's no way for them to contact each other. And they're not like telepaths or something. So that's the setup. You following me?
Yeah, keep going.
So, a detective shows up. He visits each cell and tells them both exactly the same thing. Goes something like this.
You can both clam up if that's what you want. We're gonna have to put you both in the slammer for 2 years if you do. Now, if you flip on your pal over there, tell me everything. I can get your sentence reduced to 1 year. That means your buddy will serve 15, but that ain't your problem, right? Of course, if he decides to spill the beans, it goes the other way. He gets 1 year, and you get to spend 15 years eating government cheese. You're probably wondering if both of you confess. Well, I can shave off a little time for saving me trouble, but you'll still both do 10 years. So, punk, what's it gonna be?
5 shots or 6.
Gonna give me what I want? Or you gonna keep that trap shut? Of course, I told your partner the same thing I just told you. I wonder if you can trust him to keep the cat in the bag. No rush. Give you plenty of time to think about it.
So that's the prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah. What would you do? Say you were in Apple or Banana's shoes.
Well, If my erstwhile criminal associate Banana is going to keep his mouth shut, then the best choice for me is to spill the beans. That way I only serve 1 year. But if he confesses 2, then the smart thing for me to do is do the same. After all, if he cuts a deal, I don't get to spend 15 years in the prison. If I confess, I can shave 5 years off that. Then it seems the best choice is to always be confess.
Interesting. But you're forgetting something important.
Which is?
That Banana will be thinking the same thing. So you'll both confess, and you'll both end up serving 10 years. Do you get it? If you both trusted each other, then neither of you would have served more than 2 years. But because you both made the decision based on your own self-interest, you're gonna spend 8 more years in prison. In other words, the logical decision leads not only to a less desirable outcome on the group level, but also a pretty shitty situation on the personal level, too. You see now? The A-B game is the prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah. They're pretty much the same thing. If we were to trust Ally, we can both increase our BP by 2. But if we don't trust each other, in the long run, it won't benefit either of us.
Yeah, but this is where it gets interesting. Let's say for a moment all 9 of us are on one team. Who would we be playing against?
0, of course.
Right. So we can assume the 9 of us are fighting 0 in the AB game. If you look at it that way, what would we want to do to beat him? Just look at the point totals. Say we all picked Ally. What would our total points be?
Well, 2 times 9 is 18, so 18 points.
Okay. Now let's say one of the pairs chooses Betray.
The pair who'd pick Betray would get 3 points in total, and they'll have 6 points. But the solo who they betrayed would have 2 points subtracted, so the total game would only be 4. The other 2 groups would have choose Ally that round, right?
Yeah.
For the two other teams, they'll get 6 each, which will give you 2 times 6 is 12, plus 4, 16 points total.
So, what does that tell you?
If we consider all 9 of us to be on the same team, we need to always choose Ally to get the most points. Even if one person chooses Betray, the total points we get goes down.
Exactly. In this game, if each individual acts for the benefit of the whole group, everyone benefits. But if everyone starts looking out for themselves, it'll impact the group negatively. And eventually, it'll impact them negatively too. If all of us choose Betray, then the group gets 0 points. Ultimately, nobody benefits. Not even the individual. In other words, selfish but logical decisions hurt everyone. And they hurt you.
Okay, I think I get it. What you're saying is, I should pick Ally.
No, I mean the opposite. If you're going to make
What?
the most logical choice here, the only option is Betray.
What? Why? You just explained why that was a terrible idea.
No, I didn't. It's not the prisoner's solution. It's the prisoner's dilemma. Even though there's an outcome where everybody's happy, the choice you'd have to make for that outcome isn't the rational one. You want to pick it, but you can't. A dilemma. If we choose Ally and Alice does too, then yes, it'll be great. All 3 of us will get 2 points. That would be ideal, obviously. And it would help everybody. But what if Alice chooses Betray?
Her BP would go down to 1.
Right. And if that happens, we're screwed. So...
20 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
unless we can be certain that Alice will choose Ally, we don't have a choice. We have to choose Betray. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to know that for certain. That means we have to make the rational choice. It would be great to make the right choice, but we can't.
Hey, did you just say we're screwed? If you don't mind telling me, What did you mean by that? I'm guessing something happens if our BP hits 0, right? I mean, the way you said it makes it seem like something is going to happen. Do you know something? You do know something. What are you hiding? Yeah, you know, there's been something weird about you from the moment we met. I mean, for starters, how do you know my name?
Oh, knock it off. This is getting old.
I don't care if it's getting ancient. This is important. I don't know you, but you seem to know me somehow. The only explanation I can think of that makes any kind of sense is that you're working with Zero.
What about
Oh
you?
man.
What?
Are you working with Zero?
Yes. Me? Why would you think that?
You're too calm. You wake up trapped in some kind of twisted game and it doesn't even faze you.
Oh. Come on, I could ask you the same thing.
Don't change the
Indeed.
subject. We're talking about you. Maybe you actually do know me.
She's projecting.
Where the hell did that come from? Hair on the hand I stuck it to my face. Stuck my hand to the face. Look, I already told you I've never seen you before. In my life.
What the hell?
Sigma. Just let it go. Our time's up. This is it. Before it ends, I wanted to tell you thanks. You know we're about to die, but you still stuck with me. So, thank you, Sigma.
What the hell?
Goodbye.
Oh.
What?
What? What was that?
What's wrong?
What?
I saw
Saw what?
the explosion.
Explosion?
I think there's a bomb somewhere in the building. Yeah, JC. I'm not sure, but it sounded like it was on a timer. And you and I were trying to stop it, but we couldn't do anything, and
Whoa! Sigma! Calm down! What are you talking about?
God.
What is it now?
My head.
It hurts? You know,
Yeah.
you said it hurt when you first woke up in the AB room, too.
It didn't just hurt. It felt like it was going to explode.
Are you alright?
I think so.
Maybe you should rest a little.
Yeah, maybe I could just lay my head on your lap.
Of course. I shouldn't have worried.
Fine, I spent the rest of the time until the door opened in silence. The AB game was forgotten as I tried to make sense of what I've seen. Had it been real in any way? Or was I just hallucinating, brought on by stress or maybe some strange drug they dosed me while I was out? It had seemed real though. Was it a premonition? I had to stifle a bark of laughter out at the thought. seeing the future. This wasn't some crappy sci-fi novel. This was real life. Things like that didn't happen. I was just tired. The stress of the Nonary game was probably getting to me more than I thought. I was tired and I was emotional. Hallucination was strange, but really, it was perfectly understandable. But what if I wasn't losing it? What if I was fine? What if it hadn't been a hallucination? I sat there for what felt like hours, my mind running in circles.
Five minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes.
No.
If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
What the hell was that?
What? Do you need a translator?
Yes, please.
If you don't vote fast enough, then it'll set your vote to ally. Make sense? Or do I need to use smaller words?
Yes, please. So if you plan to pick ally, then you don't even really need to get into the AB room.
I guess not. We're already in here, though. So we might as well figure out what we're gonna do. What's it gonna be, Sigma? Ally? Or betray?
Why are you even asking? You made it pretty clear we should choose betray.
Well, I didn't say should. I just said we didn't really have a choice.
That's the same thing.
It's completely different. The former is an active opinion. The latter is just passive information.
Whatever, you still want to betray, right?
Yeah.
Then why did you ask me? So we never really finished our conversation from earlier. You said we'd be screwed if our BP dropped to 1. What did you mean by that? Is something going to happen if our BP gets to 0 or something?
We die.
What?
If our BP drops to 0, we die. The needles in our bracelets activate.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, how the hell do you know that? 0 never said anything about that.
I don't know.
That's right.
I swear, I don't. I know somehow. There's just this feeling I've got. Like, that's what'll happen.
Come on, that again. You fed me the same line when I asked you why you knew my name. How can you know all these things when there is no way on Earth? Wait, did you see it?
What?
Did you have some sort of, I don't know, premonition?
What? What the hell are you talking about? You sounded like a crazy person the first time, too.
Then you haven't.
Seriously, Sigma, are you okay?
No, more drugs.
I think there's something wrong with you.
This was wrong. Phi was supposed to be the one was supposed to be acting strange, not me. Instead, here she is asking me if I was okay. But what if I wasn't? What if it wasn't just her? What if I was losing it too? I groaned. My head felt awful. It was like someone had thrown my brain into a food processor and hit puree. Delicious brain puree.
Until Ambidex
Gray matter smoothie.
Nom nom nom.
Hey, it's almost time. What are you gonna pick? If you aren't going to do it, then
No, I'm fine. I'll do it.
You're gonna choose betray, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Alright. Take it away.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
I stood in front of the selection screen and took a deep breath. And this was it. I ran over my options one last time. There's only one possible choice. Well, ally or betray? Should we ally Alice or betray Alice?
Might as well go with ally. Just throw her for a loop. He's like, oh yeah, I totally talked you into going betray this route. No, you didn't. I went ally.
Anyone from the comment section? Or chat, or whatever? 3, 2, 1, ally.
Ally.
Round 1 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Fi and I stepped out of the AV room. I could see the others running toward the projection, shoving and pushing to get closer.
What the hell were you thinking? Did you hear anything I said?
Yeah, I was, and yeah, I did.
Then?
Well, I want to believe in Alice.
It's not really a rational decision.
I know.
Yo, what's up? Sig. Hey, what? We're about to.
Let's go. We'll find out if you made the right choice.
Alright.
Good. Looks like you're all here. Finally, let's get ready. If everybody would.
Let's see if she was a dick.
She was a dick.
She's a dick.
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
Hey, Alice. What the hell is this?
Excuse me? I just made the most rational choice. The best
Was
way
it?
to minimize risk and maximize reward in this situation is to choose betray. Anyone who
No.
thinks otherwise is, well, an idiot.
No.
Why?
You have it backwards. It's ally, you dumb bitch.
Why did you do it?
I could ask you the same question. Why did you do something as stupid as choose ally?
Why haven't you heard of the prisoner's dilemma? The best solution for all of us is to choose ally.
Oh, really? All of us, huh? Kay and Clover chose betray too, you know. Yes. I know about the prisoner's dilemma. But everyone picking ally isn't a reasonable outcome. Just look at the results for this round. What do they tell you? You're a pretty tender-hearted guy to trust somebody you just met. Well, maybe tender-headed would be a little more appropriate in this case. Oh.
What?
Was that upsetting? My apologies.
Wow, she's...
I'm only trying to warn you.
I have a word.
Alice is right. You made a stupid choice. And thanks to you, our BP is down to 1 now.
Oh, calm down.
God damn it.
You're gonna die this round anyway.
I set my jaw and stomped away from Alice and Fi. My hands had balled themselves into fists, and my throat was tight, and my eyes stung. Why? Why had she done it? Quark, Dio, and Luna's group, on the other hand, seemed calm, almost happy.
Thank you. I'm so happy you chose ally.
That's
problem.
so weird.
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Dio wanted to pick Betray.
Oh, he's getting his payback.
What?
Hey!
Mr. Dio told me to pick Betray so that we could get 3 points. He said we could escape together. If we betrayed you, then we'd have 6 BP. And then, if we betrayed someone in the next round, we'd have 9.
Oh. Theo, is this true?
No,
Yes.
That's not what happened at all.
Kidding! I lied. That was a joke. Mr.
What the
Dio
hell?
would never do something like that.
What?
It was a joke?
Yeah. Man, you really had me going there.
What the hell?
I really surprised you, huh?
So you really were planning to choose Ally all along? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't worry about it. We only did what anybody else would do. Right, Mr. Dio?
Yeah. Exactly.
Totally.
He has something on Dio.
Quark?
Yeah. He's got something on Dio. Because he's acting real sheepish this time around.
Maybe.
I guess I just haven't had enough time to earn your trust, huh?
I suppose you could say that. I just didn't really expect you to be so nice about it.
Weird.
It looked like they had some sort of agreement between Clover and Nonary, though. Argument. Between the three. Although, whatever it was, it seemed to have resolved itself amicably.
Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think
Well, you said if there's a round 1, then
Besides, didn't you say that's impossible?
Oh, you're right.
When?
I don't know.
Why not?
The voting. Right, you are. So, let me just close,
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 2 of the Ambidex game will be the Moon Round. Moon cards will be required to open the gates.
Moon cards. Does that mean we can't use the cards anymore? Since they've got suns on them?
Yes, indeedy. Now, you'll have to look for cards with moons on them.
So, how many times do we play the
I don't know. It's any.
So it's a.
Nope. Of course. After all, if that happened. Wrong one. Hello.
Can I ask something? There's rules about secondary doors, so the 3P
Yeah?
exactly. Number 9 door.
No. There aren't. It could be one. There is one thing though, Siggy. All that stuff about how you have to have 3 people to go through the secondary chromatic doors. Maybe it's not. Well,
You need 3
that's
bracelets.
not
Then explain.
just
What?
there's a checks, but that doesn't necessarily.
So, it's...
Ding ding ding. As long as the scanner sees the right combination of bracelets, it doesn't matter how many people there are.
These ones come off.
They do indeed.
Then,
Well, the first is to get through the number as soon as you're out. The bracelet unlocks. Oh.
What's the second one? Hey, Zero. Wait, what's the second?
I think.
What?
Do you really want to get rid
Of course I do.
No, it's easy. Nothing to it, really. You die. Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates. You know what? Technically, anyway. Your fancy little. So.
the lock.
Yep. So there you go. Your heart stops. If you try, I don't think. But if you're lucky, you might get to see a few of them come off during the next round. Oops. I guess it's not going to be very lucky.
Next round.
What do you mean?
Well, do I have somebody there? If I had to, or maybe.
Why?
I guess I can tell you why. Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized. Just like when you break the rules. I'm pretty sure I already told you what the penalty is. Correct.
We die.
Mhm.
Yay. So if I had been right, how'd you know before Zero told us?
I see. Phi Sigma and I only have 1 BP. That means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
It took a moment to go everything over my head. Stuff we've gone through.
Mhm.
Oh, the next set of chromatic doors you'll be going through are downstairs. You already saw them. There should have been 3. That means.
But wait! The colors.
All right.
So am I.
Me too.
Hey, no talk.
It looks
Yeah.
like the color wasn't the
I
only
think
thing that
I'm going to
changed.
go ahead and hop early tonight, just because I'm starting to fade.
All right. I was planning on
Okay.
wrapping up at 3 anyway.
Oh, well, I guess is that 3? It's about 3 for you today.
Yes.
Oh well, that's perfect then. I guess. Then I guess we'll finish it out, and then I'll head. So.
Yeah, let's finish this game out.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
This whole game.
Well, I was a solo
Yeah.
last
No.
round. But now it says pair.
Oh.
Scratch at the cat belly.
Wait. Really? Mine still says solo.
It looks like Luna and I both changed, although I've gone from solo to pair.
I'm the opposite. Mine went from pair to solo.
No change here. Still a pair. I guess this must be magenta. Are you two magenta too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Quark, Clover, and I are cyan.
I think Mr. K and I are pairs. And Miss Clover is a solo?
Looks like it.
When did they change?
Back when the AB gates closed. As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
Scratch at the armpit.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too. And of course, no rules or anything.
Anarchy.
Now,
No rules.
with all of that explained, I must bid you adieu.
The number 9 door just opens.
Sadly,
Mm-hmm.
we may never meet again.
The game ends. We win.
What? Well, I mean, I'll never see you again. Did you really? As if I.
You fucking dick.
Mm.
You mad? Anyway, good luck. I may be gone, but I'm always watching.
That's right, Wazowski.
Always watching.
Maybe I'll see you again someday.
Have a
Maybe
nice
I'll
stretch.
see you again someday, Mike Wazowski.
And with that, we shall save.
We're gonna cut it off a little bit early this evening, folks, or this morning,
Technically on
whatever
time, but
it is. Yeah,
we've been going along every other time.
that, yeah. Because who else is going in on a Sunday morning? Eventually, Double Dash, but that's not for like several hours. So, speaking of, what is his stream coming up next? I don't currently have it up. Otherwise, I'd say it.
I have it up, but give me a second. I did Talon's doing Against the Storm at 5 p.m. CT.
Oh, okay. The
Or-
tail end's up next.
Bunk Burner is doing Battletech 3062 at 9 p.m. GMT.
Oh no, I think
Yes, us.
Talon's moved off of against the storm for right now.
Ah. And Blank or Double Dash is playing. I think it's pronounced Ostriv. Ostriv, with an exclamation mark at the end. At 8 a.m. CST. And
Well,
if I'm correct, it is a medieval-ish city builder.
Yeah, that's a Ukrainian-made one, isn't it?
I think so.
Absolutely fascinating. Well,
1 second, I'll look it up. Ostrov is a city builder game that puts you in the role of a governor in an 18th century Ukrainian town to challenge your creative skills and management abilities.
all right.
Looks like a bit like Banished or whatever the newer game, Banished-like game that came out. But anyway, that'll do us for tonight. See you next week, starting at the same time.
Yep. Same time, same abs channel.
Same dumbass people.
Indeed.
Or at least I am the dumbass here.
I don't know, I'm pretty dumb.
Are you sure about that? I could beat you.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, like I could stop the stream and